Hello, it's Natasha. So happy to see you here. I missed you. So, let's get crafty. Today I'll make a card, or rather, I think 2 cards, using this ornate floral die from Pinkfresh Studio. I fell in love with this die the moment I saw it, but it's actually my first time using it, and I'm really looking forward to playing with it. So I will be using this die, and I will be using these 2 amazing sentiments from Pinkfresh Studio. Simply Sentiments You and Simply Sentiments Hello. As always, all the supplies will be linked below, and let's make a card or 2. Okay, so first we need to create our background, from which we will then create a card, or maybe 2. So I'm using a piece of watercolor cardstock, 3 colors of Pinkfresh Studio inks, and all the supplies will be linked below as always. And I'm playing safe. I've chosen 3 colors that go together next to each other on a color wheel, so they will not create mud, and they should look good together. I need a spritz bottle. I need some maybe baby wipes or paper towels in case things get messy, because they are about to, I think. So it will be something like a take on ink smushing, and I don't really know how it will work, because I haven't tried this to do it this way before, so I hope it works out. Okay, that's quite bright. Okay, let's add a little bit more water. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dry my paper between the layers and apply more layers of a different color of ink. So I hope it works out. So now I'll dry this layer and we'll move on. Okay, so my yellow layer is dry, and I'm going to add orange. So, and I'm not really worried how neat or how messy it will look, because I'm not going to use this panel as is. I'm going to die cut it from it. So, and when you die cut from the panel, you know what? I think I've chosen 2 intense colors, too dark. But okay, well, we'll see how it goes. Okay, I'll dry this layer again and we'll move on. Okay, I wanted to experiment with Pinkfresh Studio inks, because if you know Distress Oxide inks, for example, you can layer them, right? And if you dry between the layers, you can sort of, they won't mix, they will just get layered. And Pinkfresh Studio inks are water reactive, and obviously, I mean, maybe they don't have, they have other properties. Okay. Well, this doesn't look like much, right? But you know what? I'm not a quitter. I'm gonna continue, and we'll see what happens next. Okay, I don't really like how flat these areas are. I think there is not enough texture really there, so I'm going just to try to liven it up a little bit by adding just some water. I'm also thinking of adding golden splatters, because, you know, I might add a golden sentiment, for example, and okay, let's give it a moment to reactivate the ink. No, probably a little bit more time. And of course I'll add colored splatters, right? I mean, you know me. So let's grab maybe, so we can take some yellow or candy apple. So we'll probably go for something brighter. Let's try red. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it, but there is a little bit texture because of water splatters, and now we'll add a little bit of color. And again, you know, it often happens like this when I'm creating something and I'm thinking like, oh my god, that doesn't look good. No, I don't think I can actually use it. But you know what? Sometimes you just need to get going, and it might work out in the end. As I'm saying, today we'll be die cutting this panel. So, and dies make a lot of things look better. Okay, shall we add golden splatters? I think we should. Okay. So I did add some golden splatter, but you know what? What I was thinking, I have yellow and orange and red here. Gold got completely lost. So I decided to go a different way. I decided to add black splatters and maybe a black sentiment, because I plan to create a very clean and simple card. At least one of them should be clean and simple. And I will add a black sentiment. So these black splatters will add a good contrast to my yellow, reddish, orangey background, and they will tie my image with the black sentiment nicely. Okay, so I'll let it dry completely and we'll make a card. So am I 100% happy with this panel? No, I'm not, but I will continue. So I will die cut it now with this die from Pinkfresh Studio, and as always, all the supplies will be linked below, and then we'll make at least 2 cards with you. Okay, so here are my die cuts, and well, here's something that I'm not proud of, but it's truth. I'm too lazy and too impatient to do inlay die cutting. I admire cut makers who do that. I really do, and this die is perfect for inlay die cutting, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try something different, and I'm interested in some bits of this die cut, of this die. And so, because hey, we lazy and impatient girls also can make cards using these amazing dies. Oh, look at my palms, all yellow. Okay, so I'll assemble my cards and I will get back to you. Look, it's not that bad, right? That's what I told you. Don't give up on your messy panels. Give them a chance. I kind of like how it looks. Artsy and pretty. Okay. Okay, my 2 clean and simple cards are ready. This one I just adhered onto white cardstock and adhered to colored base, because I love using my colored cardstock. I have quite a lot of it for card bases. I think it's fun when a recipient opens a card and there is some pop of color inside of the card. And I've used this big bold U die for the sentiment, and I scented it and I added sentiment. I just I considered using heat embossing it on black, but I thought it would be too bold, you know, if you can be too bold. And I used this sentiment from this huge, amazing sentiment set, Simply Sentiments U. Okay, and ta-da! This is my favorite card of today, out of these 2. I love all the white space, and I love this big bold flower. And I just foam mounted the petals onto foam squares, and if you see, I have adhered in such a way that it creates sort of a visual frame around the center of the card. And again, I used colored cardstock, and I used one of Pinkfresh Studio jewels for the center of the flower, and the sentiment is from Simply Sentiments Hello stamp set from Pinkfresh Studio. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you liked my today's cards, and I hope you have time to make something pretty today. Thanks again. Stay healthy, take care, and see you again soon. Bye.